A Virginia high school assistant principal and his brother are accused of planning violence against ICE agents. An off-duty police officer reportedly overheard the brothers discussing their alleged plans at a restaurant where one of them allegedly discussed traveling to Las Vegas to meet with, quote, like-minded individuals. This comes as threats against ICE agents have increased over recent months. Here with me now to discuss this further, DHS Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin. Tricia, welcome.
Thank you, Mike, for having me.
What's your reaction to that shocking story I just told our audience about?
What a chilling story. This is an educator of children who is plotting a violent attempt against our law enforcement. He went on to say that he wanted to hunt these law enforcement officers, that he had purchased a high-powered rifle that would have the ability to pierce the body armor of a law enforcement agent. I think there's a serious amount of really ICE derangement syndrome going on. People are falling prey to hoaxes. We're seeing Democrat politicians continue to push violent rhetoric against our law enforcement, likening them to slave patrols, likening them to Nazis, the Gestapo. Deranged individuals like this one, people who are mentally unwell, are going to take matters into their own hands. We've seen our agents be stalked, doxxed, their families where they live being put on the dark web, where their children go to school, where their wives and families work. It has to stop now, and there's going to be real consequences for this individual and anyone who seeks to threaten or bring harm to our law enforcement.
President Trump announcing he is terminating deportation protections for Somali nationals living in Minnesota, writing on True Social, quote, "I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating effective immediately the temporary protected status TPS program for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President DJT." Why is that the right move?
So for people who aren't as familiar with temporary protected status, it is supposed to be a program that's used for extraordinary measures, and it's supposed to be just that, temporary protected status. And the reality is Somalia was granted temporary protected status in 1991. 34 years ago. That's no longer temporary. We've seen problems in the past administration that there was not a lot of vetting going on. We were allowing terrorists into this country, others who hated this country or wanted to undermine national interests. So Secretary Noem and President Trump are looking at every single program to ensure that we're not undermining our own national security and we're not allowing individuals into this country who undermine American national interests, including jobs and other things that are very important to the American people.
To the National Guard operating here in Washington, D.C., a D.C. judge saying about it, quote, "The record in this case makes clear that there are strong views on both sides about whether these deployments represent good policy, but the court is only tasked with deciding whether defendants' actions are lawful." How do you expect that case to play out?
Well, we will certainly fight this out in court. I mean, we've seen in just the past 100 days since this operation came underway, more than 40 gang members, over 600 illegal firearms were seized by individuals. But Secretary Noem, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, Attorney General Pam Bondi under President Trump have done a tremendous job. We do have a stay in this case, so those who are visiting D.C. or still live in D.C., they will see National Guardsmen on the street today. So make sure you thank them. We've seen a real drop in violence, and it's thanks to these law enforcement.
To Operation Charlotte's Web, 370 arrests in 6 days, including suspected MS-13 gang member, 44 violent offenders. But there's some question. The sheriff there saying it's over. Is it over?
It's not over. We're still going to keep it coming. We've seen tremendous success there as well, getting those worst of the worst off of Charlotte's streets. Our men and women in uniform there, Greg Bovino, who is leading the operation there, constantly being thanked by those men and women on the streets. We've had great success getting violent criminals. I mean, I get the reports every single day, Mike. The child predators who are on the streets there, domestic violence abusers, these are people who are really targeting in these operations. So throughout Thanksgiving and weeks to come, we will still be there.
Tricia McLaughlin, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.